Alright, here we go. This is the finale of this Ravnica Roto Draft, round 7. Last game left we played. Smith and I are playing for first place. He's at 6-0, I'm at 5-1. Winner gets to go first in the playoff, or gets to be first in the playoffs. He's playing his Azorius Tempo, which is a pretty scary deck. I think it's a rough matchup. This is a slow-ish hand, but we've got colors and 2 drops, so we'll try it. My plan on Boros, of course, is to be as fast as possible, and his plan is pretty much slow me down. So hope he's not too good at it. Alright, that would be a great 2-drop if we had the mana for it. He's just gonna trade here, which we can't do anything about. It's fine. Awkward that we don't have follow-up play, including a land. The only other option I see there is to wait for a land and Aurelius Fury he's got for 1, but that seems pretty bad. Court Hussar does a pretty good job of blocking Precinct Captain. Alright, well that's a land. I think this is just Precinct Captain and then destroy the Hussar somehow. Got a couple options. I don't know why Magic Online always makes you declare no blockers even if you have no legal blockers. Or no creatures on the field. Seems wrong somehow. Alright, so we have Char if we want to. You can Char if you want to, you can leave your friends behind. I don't know. We could Aurelius Fury kill the Arrestor, that does nothing. Let's just play a guy and leave up Smite. True Fire Paladin is a pretty cool dude. He's pretty much good all the time. Grand Arbiter. Arbiter Augustin the Fourth. Okay, that's awkward. I think it's just attack with True Fire and hit for 4. We can't really do anything else. Or if he blocks, either give first strike or pump and kill 2 guys. These are all pretty much acceptable options. Devouring Light. Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. Could be worse. Could be a Rector's Pit Dragon or something, right? Of course, I would like to, deal damage with this aggro deck at some point. That seems useful. Luxon Gatekeeper makes this Spark Trooper look pretty bad. We can't play Smite because of the Arbiter, so no blocks. That also looks kind of bad, although not as bad. But still, pretty awkward. We have to assume the counterspell as well, of course. No reason to think he doesn't have it. Of course, he could also just untap into Angel of Serenity, so that's always a thing. I think Pit Dragon is our best creature. I'm gonna try to lead with Solifuge. Playing expensive Death in Texas seems right. I guess he doesn't really have a reason to counter this anyway. Oh, it costs 5 because that's how math works. Okay. Of course. It might just be kill this Arbiter right now with Char. That seems also bad. And Gatekeeper is just blanking a card. But I think I have to deal with him later. Let's try this now before he can untap into lots of cheap spells. This probably gets countered. No, it does not. Okay, sweet. Well, that's something at least. No attacks. I see no reason not to block this 1/3. Okay, good. So, if we attack with Precinct Captain, and then Blood Rush this Power Shaman, it can at least kill a guy. Does that do anything? I could also play Solifuge tapped, which seems slightly terrible. Play that Pit Dragon. If he didn't counter the Char, he might not counter this. Let's attack, see what happens. Yeah, I'll just Blood Rush here, because... Actually, no, I have a better idea. Let's try for a 2-for-1. Of course, that's our only sure way to get Gatekeeper off the field. But that's alright, I think. No attack's good for us. 100% attack and Blood Rush if he blocks. Does he have that? What's the card? Azorius First Wing, something like that. Bounce a creature. Flash? I don't think so. Cyclonic Rift, my guy. Okay. Sure. There are worse things Cyclonic Rift could do. Alright, so... I think I'm going to go with the Solifuge just mostly because it can't be bounced. I would like to get this Pit Dragon going, and I have a decent amount of mana for it. But just getting bounced is bad tempo. So we'll just attack with the Solifuge. If I can get that through, I can recover the Firewall potentially, although it costs 3. It wouldn't let us play Dragon because this mountain comes into play tapped. I think I'd rather have a guy on the board. Arrest the Pit Dragon. Okay, can't do anything about that. How does one arrest a Pit Dragon anyway? Very carefully, I guess. So I could do something like play this Spark Trooper to get Hellbent, but obviously that's useless now. So let's just get Pywild back. Do we need this land for any reason? I don't think so. Do we need to play this Pywild Shaman? I think I'd rather have him in hand. We actually have enough mana, I can start doing things like cast him on a first striker, or discard him on a first striker, recover him with the first strike, and then play it on a normal attacker, if I had any non-first strike attackers without Shroud. Smith appears to just be drawing lands over there, which is a good respite, but can't expect that to last. Like this Aetherling is probably coming right now. Everybody loves Aetherling. Can I even beat an Aetherling? I can only pump Captain up to 5. Just one Aetherling. Tempest Pump just straight kills him. Can't attack with Solifuge. I guess it's just play guys and see if some of them get through. Man, having that Pit Dragon attackable would be sweet. Well, no attacks. Probably won't have any attacks for the rest of the game, because that is how you Aetherling. I liked playing this guy in Standard, and I didn't even realize at the time the last 2 abilities don't cost blue mana. Good at this game. So he has 4 or 5 activations of this tap target creature every turn, which is a lot. Do I use a smite on this? Does that do anything? It does literally nothing, right? He just comes back, add mine and stuff. Just saves me like a little damage. I guess 8 damage is not a little when I'm at 11. So sure, let's do that. Take that, Aetherling. That'll teach you. Oh no! Where'd he go? He's gone! Guess he wasn't smitten by me. Where's this stifle target triggered ability when you need it? I should still have 0 attacks. He has 5 taps and no reason to use them. That's a good situation, right? Oh, he's gonna use them anyway. Alright, well that's fine. Aha! Can't tap that giant solifuge. Patented magic resistant bug armor there. Look at those 2 beady red eyes. I never noticed those. They're just like asking to have googly eyes put on them. Alright, he has 4 up. He can... I make this a 7... Oh, just kidding, you can't Blood Rush onto a Shroud guy. So he just literally blocks and pays 0 mana and Solifuge dies. So that seems like a bad attack. I could play this Spark Trooper post-combat for the lulz, but that also seems bad. Oh sure, now you go for the sure thing can't be blocked. I'm not really sure why he didn't last turn. Just didn't think I had a reason to block, I guess. Oh look, I can't block. Thanks, Magic Online, for reminding me. No pump because he has the win next turn anyway, so no reason to. He also did not blink Aetherling. Again, I guess no reason to, although I guess I don't think there's a reason not to. Alright, we're done here. Okay, so Spark Trooper seems bad for that reason. I don't think random 3/2 does enough. Electrolyze hasn't been good this tournament. I don't think I've actually casted this tournament, but it seems decent here. He has got a lot of X1s and X2s, so we'll keep that in. I don't know if Gideon does enough in this case. I don't think so. We want Let's see. Spell Rupture for those Aetherlings. He's got some guys that just need to die, so I think more removal is in order. Tear against his arrests. Turn here is one of the only answers in the deck to Lavinia of the 10th, but that's a very specific situation. It's not very good otherwise, so I don't think I want it in. Although Lavinia is pretty much just game over, so let's hope he doesn't draw it. These are all kind of value long-term cards, which could be decent. Most of his bounces against creatures, so this could be decent, although Cyclonic Rift hits it, of course. Is anything else bad against him? Again, these first strikers aren't usually amazing necessarily, but he's got those low toughness guys early game, so that seemed fine. Maybe Aurelia's Fury. Seems kind of awkward. Although it was that useful last game. I'll try it like that though. We will 100% play first. Woodrick Halberdiers is back. Electrolyze. No white mana. Is super awkward. Oh wow. That Electrolyze is probably not good enough, and it's Char. Man, I want to keep. Two cards I can play, one that draws a card. I'll try it. I'm going to regret this very much. Hey, I'm in the playoffs either way, right? So let's go Plains. Or castable 2-drop is actually also acceptable. Although I would still enjoy having the Plains. No, Plains over here. Plains, you are lost. What are you doing? Okay, well, we have the very real chance of my first Electrolyze being main phase to draw a card and find a Plains, which is not really what the card is for. Oh snap! This is so good! Watch the value. I think this is the best thing that could have happened. Now, if I draw Plains, that will actually be the best thing that could have happened. Oh, that's almost a Plains. Okay. Well, I can accept this, I guess. Did not see that coming. Well, of course, I didn't see his guy coming either, so I can't really talk that much. And a 3-drop? Alright. We might be going somewhere. Deck for 2. Oh look, it's dead. Shocking. I feel like Boros Reckoner hasn't shown up too much this tournament. Let's see if he can get some work in here. Azorius Justiciar. Not as much value as he could have gotten for that. Not that that means a lot. So we could play Halberdiers and char something, if that seems like a thing to do. I like playing Halberdiers first, because then we can attack with Legionnaire and have Battalion next turn. Let's play this land first, just because. I don't want to just char this just to see how that doesn't do a lot. Plays her in counterspell, but not much point of that, I don't think. Just see if he has something better to hit. I don't want to point it at his face yet. I mean, as valiant as that Firefist Striker was, he did only deal 2 damage. Detention Sphere. Okay, well. Here's 2 Wear Tear, I guess. I think actually in that case I will just char this guy and try to get some damage in. I hate wasting 2 points of burn, but I'd rather get the 3 on the ground and then 2 flying. I have no problem with blood rushing this too. I'll play it on the guy who I care less if it gets bounced. He's at 10. Alright. Yeah, that's a guy that needs to die. That is one of the reasons I brought in Annihilating Fire. Or we could just play this Assemble the Legion. No, I like burn it and attack for 5. That sounds much better. And I will pay 3 for this. Absolutely. Got nothing else to do. So we actually have lethal this turn with either creature. Okay, that buys him 1 turn. Unless we draw this tear. Nope. Okay, that's fine. He has to chump block. He shouldn't have any 1 mana blue instants, I don't think. If I recall correctly. No point blood rushing. How about Assemble the Legion? I'll keep this Hallowed Fountain. Compulsive Research is a card, although it shouldn't matter. Well, he's still got compulse or Cyclonic Rift, but he does not have it in hand. All right, even that up. Off the sketchiest start. Any changes on the draw? I don't think so. Let's see what we got. Now let's try it like that. Well, okay, one thing might be to, what am I really going to smite? Aetherling wasn't really a thing. Let's try to get just a little faster. I feel like Syndic and Sunhome both have and can have come down early, but also have a long-term effect. I've been really tight on mana though, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to pay for this too often. Let's try the Guild Mage. In that case, if I get it late, I can just well, not relevant to get it late because it's right here. This hand seems fun. Got all the colors. Not the fastest, but that's not necessarily a problem. Got lots of options to draw. And just see him try to arrest something. Oh, well, he's got the aggro draw. Okay. That's interesting. Are we just racing now? That is super aggro. I like True Fire better here. Gives more versatile threats right now. Wow. Just getting outraced. Or it's an Electrolyze when you need it. Ah, more mountains. No. This is not like, I knew he would board into cheap cards to try to at least slow me down, but I was not expecting an all-out aggro attack from this tempo deck playing 7 drops. I think this is actually the fastest his deck can go. And he's just going for it. All right. I mean, this is an attack for 8. Do we just have to trade with a Dryad Militant? This puts me to 5? That's insane. What are you even doing, Smith? I don't understand what's happening. This puts him off of Battalion unless he plays another creature, which he very well could. Yeah, okay. Electrolyze would be pretty sweet at the moment. not so much that. He's still at 20. Okay. Well, no reason not to play this Solifuge, I guess. Firefly Striker really does nothing right now. And pumping this True Fire also doesn't do much. I mean, he's not going to block, obviously. I can still block the Hussar with this Vigilance True Fire. So I'm not technically dead, but he is starting to win on turn 5. Which is crazy. Oh, okay. Well, he's just literally going to win on turn 5. I didn't think that was possible with this deck. Oh, okay. Well, on to the playoffs, I guess. Congrats, Smith, on another 7-0 finish in this Roto League. See if we can get a call going.
So, yeah, that wasn't how I expected Game 3 to play out.
So that just happened.
Yeah, that was pretty sick draw.
I was like, please, can I have another Electrolyze?
Yeah, or Aurelius Fury would have done it too. But, yeah, I guess that's what happens sometimes.
I guess so.
Um,
I'm pretty sure those dudes are supposed to be for defense, not just smashing around
Yeah.
facing.
right. That has to be like a really specific draw. That wasn't the right game for Sunhome Guildmage, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Which I identified between games as a card that you probably should board into.
Yeah.
But,
I didn't have it in for game 2, and I brought it in game 3.
yeah.
In favor of something. Can't even remember.
What else? What was in your hand at the end of that?
A wear tear and a bunch of mountains. Too many mountains.
Too many mountains.
And then I top decked Firefish Striker, which was not doing literally anything.
Yeah. So now you're at Pairing's mercy here.
For the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Had you decided who you would have chosen if you had won?
Probably Smith, honestly. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my matchup against you was just abysmal.
Yeah.
And I was pretty lucky to win against Chris.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how that bracket's gonna look. What
You there,
What's
Smith?
up?
Can't hear you.
I'm here.
Oh, hey. Is it even
Yeah, I
legal?
just curved out perfectly.
Is it even legal for your deck to win on turn 5?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that
It's
wasn't what I thought was going to happen.
That was insane.
Yeah. I guess just expected to chump with all those creatures, not attack you.
Right? If you've
So
got them
Smith doesn't
against...
lose in the regular season. The master of the regular season, 14-0. None of us have really come like all that close, even. I guess I went 6-1 last time, but I lost round 1, so it was never like a question of whether I was going to go undefeated.
So, my hand game 2 was super sketchy. It was Steam Vents, Mountain, Electrolyze, Char, and some Boros cards. So, no white mana. But it actually worked out pretty well, because I drew the Firefist Striker on turn 2, and then electrolyzed his flash blocker on turn 3, and drew a white source. So everything turned out in the end.
Yeah. I couldn't do much of anything in game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, game 1 and 2 I drew just nearly mono land for a while.
I noticed that in game 1 especially.
Yeah. You had the mana sinks there.
Yeah, the Interling and the guild mage.
Right.
Just completely wrecked the game after that much mana.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was like, I have no way to beat this Aetherling. Okay, that's cool.
Were you like... Did you forget to make it unblockable that the first time when it got chumped? Or were you just keeping all that mana up?
I really didn't. I forgot about Smite. I didn't really care if he chumped one of his creatures into it.
Right.
Because I just wanted to make sure I couldn't die next turn.
I see.
I mean, this Smite didn't do anything but buy me a turn of living.
Yeah.
You needed to find a lot of burn.
Yeah.
For there. I don't know if there even is enough left in your deck at that point.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because you'd already played Char and Aurelia's Fury.
Yeah.
So still like the Helix cards, but I don't know if it was anything else.
Regardless, I didn't have any.
Yeah. Have you thought about what you're going to choose for the playoff matchups?
Oh, so our top 4 is finalized?
Yeah, it's you're first, Hunter second, I'm third, and Chris is fourth.
This was the last game of the tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, because I guess someone has to stop you for going 7-0 for someone else to get a chance at it. But like, if I'm ever in that position, I'm not sure if like I would choose the better matchup for me or like the worst matchup for my worst matchup or how to make all those decisions and stuff. It's kind of an interesting wrinkle. I thought that the original designers put in this format.
Yeah.
It's partly just to make matches like this matter, where like you're at the end of the tournament and like we know who the top 4 is, but it still makes the games count for something. Yep. Trying to think what happened game 1 before I tuned in. Like it was like turn 4. Like you both had 4 lands in play, and I was a little surprised Smith was at 20.
We traded a couple 3-1s.
Okay.
I think that was about it.
Yeah, I had a precinct captain that wasn't doing anything. Versus like a courthouse R.
Yeah.
I think that was about all.
That card's just super good.
Courthouse R?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember like playing it in the like extended deck with Revel Arc and stuff. It was kind of absurd. That wasn't even a good extended deck, but the card was really good in that deck. It had The only thing is, it wasn't good with the card Momentary Blink, because you didn't pay white to cast it when it came back into play. But it was still sweet though. Like you could, get extra card draws. Like Mole Drifter was better, but it was still like the deck wanted a 3-drop that drew you a card and blocked well. Eventually they printed Seagate Oracle, which kind of was the same card, except it didn't die when you didn't spend white mana on it. that power creep. Yeah, I can't think of too much else. I thought the last game was obviously not something that's going to happen all the time.
Would hope so.
Yeah, I assume he just looked at his opening hand and was like, "Oh, I can beat down with this," and then did. Think he disconnected.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else either. So.
Okay, sounds good. We're preparing for snow up here, so
Yeah.
Everyone was at the grocery store today. I'm freaking out because we're gonna get 1 inch of snow, and everybody's just gonna run out of food and stuff.